Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of voice of radio, so today we need to have a look at something I was totally right about, and I'm delighted, but the good news is, I don't get a reward for this. You guys get a reward for this. Yay! Also, just to be clear, I pointed out the other day how a couple of days ago, I was very wrong about the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection because I was fairly sure that was never going to be printed in high enough numbers to be readily available just sitting on shelves over in shops. And over in the US, that is exactly what has happened. So, I do point out when I'm wrong about stuff. I was very much wrong about that. But I do have to point out I was right about something here, ladies and gentlemen, because one of those products that initially looked very unexciting, and I think it's fair to say was very unexciting, has now received a significant price drop and has now become very exciting indeed. We also got news of a new Greedent card, which has been confirmed to be coming in Crown Zenith, and oh my word, this is one I have been waiting for, because this is about as beautiful as Pokemon TCG artwork gets. And no, I don't think I'm exaggerating. But anyway, what's been going on? What product has gone and, well, gotten a whole lot cheaper? And the answer is, it is the Pokemon Heavy Hitters Collection. I think it's called the Heavy Hitters Collection, something along those lines. Because it's one of those products that seemed, and it wasn't a great prediction to make, let's be clear. It was fairly straightforward, honestly. But it was one of those boxes that initially looked fairly unexciting. Because it's got a bunch of cool cards in it, but there's nothing, well, that's a lie. There's one thing new, but there's not that much new. So we've got Lucario V, but it's just a straight reprint. We've got Tyranitar V, but it's just a straight reprint. We've got Lucario, but it's just a straight reprint. And we've got Tyranitar, but it's just a straight reprint. There was actually one thing in the box which was new. It was the Jumbo Lucario. I also 4 coins, which is quite a lot of coins, to be honest with you. So there was actually one new thing. It was Lucario, but that was it. The Jumbo. 2 reprinted Vs, 2 reprinted regular cards, bunch of coins, and then this Jumbo, which was brand new, but also 14 packs. That's a lot of packs. The thing is, it initially launched, and it was just way too expensive. Now, it was an exclusive at Sam's Club, and it was one of these ones that I thought was going to end up being a real bargain around about Black Friday. This seemed like Black Friday fodder. Now, that I was wrong about. It was not Black Friday fodder. It did not get a big discount over on Black Friday. But C50G over on Twitter has gone and shown us that it has now been reduced over at Sam's Club to $32. For $32, ladies and gentlemen, this is a wonderful purchase. Because remember, you got 14 booster packs. So if you just paid $2 each on the booster packs, which is not a lot, that would be $28. And then $4 for the promos and coins. That is absurdly cheap, ladies and gentlemen. That is absurdly cheap. I can't remember exactly how much it was when it launched. It was way too much. Way too much. You should not have been buying this. Because it was priced like a box that had 14 packs. But there was nothing terribly exclusive. And again, you know, the pack selection, there's some Astral Radiance, there's some Brilliant Stars, there's some Fusion Strike. It's not stunning when it comes to pack selection. That's okay. Because it was really... It was one of those boxes that was just made for someone who wanted to buy a big box, basically. It was one of those boxes that was made for, hey, here's a whole bunch of packs and we'll chuck in a couple of other cards as well. It was never really intended to be some fancy everybody's got to have it product. And products like that are really good if you just want to buy somebody a big, exciting looking box. But mostly they are good for, well, discounts. They're not good products until they get discounted. We saw the same thing with Darkrai. The Darkrai V-Star Premium Collection, again, I showed you a very similar thing here. This was a product whereby, and again, there was a new Jumbo, Darkrai V-Star, But other than that, it was 8 packs, a Darkrai V and a Darkrai V-Star straight reprints for $40. And I said for $40, I couldn't really justify that. Wasn't really enough there. And then Walmart went and dropped it to $20. And now all of a sudden, for $20, I'm basically spending $2.50 each on the packs and getting the other cards for free. And at that point, it becomes a really, really good product that is absolutely worth picking up. And at that point, I love it. Genuinely, legitimately love it. Exactly the same thing here. I was not a fan until they went and dropped it down to $32. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now I am all over it. You can see right next to it in the picture, we've actually got those repacks of the Elite Trainer boxes with the promos. We don't need to talk about that. We talked about that before. That is not the point today. If you are in the US and you're anywhere near Sam's Club, I would highly, highly recommend going and trying to pick one of these up, because this is very, very good value. It's interesting that in the UK, I've seen people trying to sell these over on Facebook. And yeah, people are trying to sell them for like 85 quid. But as I've explained, there's nothing particularly exciting about these boxes. It's just a lot of packs and a few reprinted cards. So buying it for a massive discount, yes. Spending £85 on Facebook when I'm over in the UK, no. No, ladies and gentlemen. That's a very bad idea indeed. There is a listing that I've just found here for £80. No, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the thing. Yes, I know it might be a US exclusive, but as I've explained to you, it's not good. There's no exclusive cards in here. So my advice at the beginning was, hey, wait, it might get cheap. My advice now is, hey, buy it because it's cheap. UK buying it for 80 quid? Nah. And maybe it's worth picking up because it might be good as a sealed product later on and it was never made available in the UK and all of that. But I think 80 quid on a reseller from Facebook? Nah. I'm all right, thanks, mate. However, what is extremely cool is this new Greedent. I love this new Greedent, ladies and gentlemen. This new Greedent makes me very happy indeed. Now, it's not actually a new Greedent, but it's an interesting one because when this got posted yesterday, I saw a bunch of messages from people going, hey, is this a new Greedent? The answer is no, incidentally, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a new Greedent. Now, we're getting it in Crown Zenith. Does anybody, before I give it away, does anybody want to guess where this actually comes from? Yeah, it's on the Start Deck 100. The Start Deck 100 came out like a year ago over in Japan, and it had some new cards. So, for instance, the second Zamazenta V that we got in Brilliant Stars was initially a card that came around in the 100 Start Decks. The 100 Start Decks, for anyone that's forgotten, was actually an extremely cool product. Basically, there were 100 different variations. You would buy a ready-made deck, ready to play out the box, and you would get one of the 100 different variations. So it's kind of like a booster pack, but it wasn't a pack, it was a deck, but there were 100 different ones. I did pick a couple of these up from Japan. They are cool. There were also a whole bunch of non-holo Pokemon Vs that can only be gotten in these boxes, and there's a few secret rares, etc. They're a very cool product. But one of the things that was nestled away in the 100 Start Decks was this Greedent V. And it's not a new Greedent V. Let's be perfectly clear about this. This is not a Greedent that's never been seen before. Mechanically, this is identical to the Greedent that we actually got a while ago at this stage in Fusion Strike. This is just Fusion Strike Greedent, which is fun because now we've got the regular version from Fusion Strike. We've got the full art from Fusion Strike. We've got the special art from Fusion Strike, one that I am absolutely adoring. And now with this one, we've got 4. So it becomes one of those awesome cards that you can actually play a playset of in a deck, but use all different artworks. I don't know if anyone wants to, but this is still very cool. And I adore the art. I mean, if you put this side by side with a regular artwork from Fusion Strike. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's no competition. The special art will give it a bit of competition, I admit, but oh, I love this artwork. It's not terribly kind of huge news because we kind of assumed it was going to be coming, and also because it's just alternate art. And I know a lot of people might not be terribly excited about this, but I am. This is one of those cards I have been very patiently waiting for, and as I've explained to you in a couple of videos lately, we're running out of time. Crown Zenith is the last Sword and Shield set before we move into Scarlet and Violet in March. And we're not going to have Sword and Shield cards in Scarlet and Violet sets. That's just not how Pokemon do things. Which means all these cards we've been waiting for, like this Greedent, it is a case of we either get it now or we never get it. I, for one, am delighted we're getting it now. I think this is a good news video, frankly. I mean, I don't live in the US, so I'm not going to be going to Sam's Club and getting a bargain, and that's a bit sad. But I know that a lot of you watching are in the US, so you will be able to go to Sam's Club and get a bargain if you so wish. And I think that we can all agree, ladies and gentlemen, that this Greedent has awesome artwork. But now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know your opinions. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus podcasts where I answer all of your questions. You can join a Discord where we chat about Pokemon and all kinds of fun things. And you can get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Unknown One, who's been a supporter of ours for a couple of months now and does seem to be a very lovely person. So thank you very much for the support and for being a thoroughly lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.